Melissa Gorga is facing a bit of controversy as it seems she shaded her sister-in-law Teresa Giudice by selling handcuff link bracelets after the Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 13 reunion. Melissa and Teresa have long been in battle with each other, and that doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon, especially with the shade they both like to throw on social media. The recent events of the reunion seem to have made this relationship even more strained than it was before. In a recent Instagram post from @EnvyBim, Melissa's boutique shop Envy showed off handcuff link bracelets that seemed to throw shade at Teresa's jail time, with the song Locked Up by Akon playing over the video. While the video did not mention Teresa at all, it is well known that Teresa and her ex-husband Joe Giudice both served time in jail, with Joe subsequently being deported. It was also recently brought up in the Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 13 reunion that Teresa now believes Melissa and her husband, Teresa's brother, Joe Gorga, called the FBI on Teresa and Joe Giudice. Real Housewives of New Jersey fans react to Melissa Gorga's new jewelry. Fans in the comments section had a lot to say about Melissa's timing of the drop and the fact that it seems she is finally standing up to Teresa. User @Worthless44 said, "Perfect drop timing LMAO," referencing the fact that these bracelets went on sale so soon after Teresa had accused Melissa of turning her in and sending her to jail. User @PinkDrink said, "Now that's funny right there. Love you and Joe." #TM Gorga, taking Melissa's side in the familial fight. Most of the comments seemed to side with Melissa. They found the shade to be very funny and lighthearted. Melissa has held back from throwing Teresa's shade right back at her for many years, but she is not taking it anymore. In the last episodes of the Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 13 reunion, Melissa stood up for herself and fact-checked many of Teresa's crazy claims right to her face. Melissa has been displaying a new kind of confidence and power as she usually just lets Teresa's crazy comments go. Considering how outlandish Teresa's comments have become, Melissa's rebuttals are getting better and better. The worst part about Teresa and Melissa's feud is that there doesn't seem to be any way back to a happy place for this family. Unless both women leave Real Housewives of New Jersey, the shade and drama truly will never end for them. The family will most likely never repair the wounds that have been thrown both ways. If the wounds can never be healed, then at this point, they might as well profit off of it as both women are now doing. In the world of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, drama is always in season, and this time, it's not a screaming match, a wine toss, or even a table flip. It's jewelry. Yes, jewelry. Melissa Gorga, boutique owner, reality TV star, and longtime cast member of Real Housewives of New Jersey, has stirred up speculation and plenty of shady whispers, with the latest addition to her fashion line, handcuff link bracelets. The silver accessories are chic, bold, and on trend. But given their symbolism and timing, fans are wondering if Melissa is doing more than just selling arm candy, and perhaps delivering a silent yet stunning blow to her sister-in-law and longtime frenemy, Teresa Giudice. After all, in the Garden State, nothing is ever just an accessory. The bracelet that broke the internet. The controversy began innocently enough, or so it seemed. Melissa Gorga's fashion boutique, Envy by Melissa Gorga, dropped a new collection of edgy, metallic bracelets in early May. At the center of the buzz? A standout piece, a delicate silver bracelet featuring interlocking handcuff charms, available in gold, silver, and rose gold. Within hours of the launch, social media lit up. Fans and Bravo sleuths quickly connected the dots. Is Melissa throwing shade at Teresa with those handcuff bracelets? One fan tweeted. "This is no coincidence," another wrote. "Handcuffs? Come on. That's pure housewives shade." The implication? That the bracelet alludes to Teresa Giudice's 2015 prison stint, when she served nearly a year in federal prison for fraud. The imagery of handcuffs, a symbol Teresa has worked hard to move past, is undeniably loaded. And given the current icy climate between the Gorgas and the Giudices, many fans believe this wasn't just a design choice, it was a message. Melissa's silent shade, intentional or coincidence? Melissa hasn't publicly addressed the speculation, but silence speaks volumes in the Housewives universe. Her social media posts promoting the bracelets have been captioned with phrases like "locked in," "strong and stylish," and "make a bold statement." Coincidence? Some think not. This isn't the first time Melissa has been accused of subtly shading Teresa through fashion or branding. In the past, she's been called out for launching envy pop-ups near Teresa's book events and even for choosing photo shoot themes similar to those Teresa's used. The tension between the two women, once portrayed as trying to mend their relationship for the sake of family, has since devolved into full-on estrangement. After skipping Teresa's wedding to Louis Ruelas, and with both families trading passive-aggressive jabs at the season 13 reunion, the rift seems permanent. So, when Melissa drops a jewelry line that seems to symbolically reference handcuffs, fans are more than ready to connect the dots. The meaning behind the metal. What makes the bracelet shade sting even more is what handcuffs have come to represent in Teresa Giudice's story. For Teresa, prison wasn't just a sentence, it was a turning point. She was away from her daughters for nearly a year, and her legal troubles changed the trajectory of her life, her marriage, and her role on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Teresa has since used that chapter of her life as a symbol of resilience, writing a memoir titled Turning the Tables and reclaiming her narrative through fitness, meditation, and self-help. To some fans, that makes Melissa's handcuff-themed jewelry not just shady, but cruel. It's like profiting off someone else's pain, one fan commented on Instagram. Say what you want about Teresa, but her prison time was real and traumatic. This feels gross. Others, however, argue that the handcuff bracelets are just fashion, a popular motif used in edgy streetwear, rocker aesthetics, and empowerment designs. Melissa doesn't need to shade Teresa, a supporter tweeted. She's booked, busy, and building a brand. But in Housewives land, fashion is never just fashion. Behind the glam, a sisterhood in shambles. The feud between Melissa and Teresa isn't new, but it has taken a darker, more final tone in recent seasons. What started as catty arguments over family loyalty and husband squabbles escalated into deep betrayal and public distancing. In season 14, both women have made it clear they're done pretending. Teresa has accused Melissa of being jealous, while Melissa has claimed Teresa never wanted a sister-in-law. After years of trying to coexist for the cameras, both seem ready to burn the bridge completely. The handcuff bracelets, then, land not in a neutral zone but in the middle of emotional wreckage. For fans who've watched their journey from bitter to civil and back again, it's hard not to see the jewelry as part of that emotional tug-of-war. Business or personal? Still, the question remains, is Melissa really shading Teresa? Or is the handcuff bracelet just a smart marketing move? There's no denying that controversy drives sales, especially when it comes wrapped in Bravo glitter. Since fans started speculating about the Teresa connection, Envy's website has seen a spike in traffic, and the bracelets are reportedly selling out. Could Melissa be capitalizing on the drama without ever naming names? Absolutely. And in the competitive world of reality TV fame, that's a savvy, if morally murky, move. Melissa doesn't need to throw a drink, a fan quipped on Reddit. She'll just sell one that locks on your wrist and calls it a fashion statement. Final thoughts: in Jersey, even jewelry has drama. In a show where nothing is ever simple, Melissa Gorga's handcuff bracelet has become more than an accessory, it's a symbol. Of sisterhood lost. Of unresolved resentment. Of housewives shade done the subtle, designer way. Whether Melissa meant for the bracelet to be a dig or not, one thing is clear, it touched a nerve. And for Teresa Giudice, who's worked hard to reclaim her life post-prison, seeing handcuffs turned into fashion, by her own family, has to sting, even if she never publicly reacts. In the end, the Real Housewives of New Jersey isn't just about screaming matches. Sometimes, the most devastating blows are delivered in silence, through a caption, a charm, a bracelet.